Alright everyone, and so Sony has concluded their panel at CinemaCon, and oh boy, we have tons to talk about, and not only with Spider-Man news that was unveiled, including with Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 4, and the fact that we got its title revealed, and also other Sony upcoming movies, as well as especially for 28 years later, Karate Kid Legends, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and also breaking down the footage that was shown to attendees and press, and just so much more to go over. And so this will be my full breakdown or recap of the Sony panel at the CinemaCon, going over everything that you missed, and just we're breaking down the footage that was shown. There's so much more to discuss here right now. And so if you're new to be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future vids. But now, let's hop right into it. And now, starting off first and foremost, we're obviously going to be talking about Spider-Man 4 stuff, because even though they saved the best for last, but come on, we're going to get into the Spider-Man stuff first. Now, starting off with Spider-Man 4 and the fact that we got its title revealed, and it is officially titled Spider-Man Brand New Day and releasing in theaters July 31st, 2026. And especially for what we can tell, like, from this title, especially with the font that they use, it's sort of like it kind of looks fan-made, but this is the official logo. But especially if you look at all the other logos, especially from the Homecoming trilogy, they use like this MCU font. But it's especially with this, because I think from what I can think of, like based on this title, for what idea I can get, my takeaway from this title is that they're obviously going to be adapting the storyline Spider-Man Brand New Day, in which this is the comic storyline that follows up on One More Day, which follows Peter's identity that is revealed and everyone's memories of him that is erased, and trying to rebuild his life. So that means adapting that into the next Spider-Man movie with Spider-Man 4, which I think is very clever. And even though that with the fourth upcoming Spider-Man outing live action in the MCU with our MCU's Peter Parker, because I think like with the aftermath of No Way Home and everyone's memories of Peter Parker is erased, and now he's living his full life as Spider-Man. He is now in college, because especially with the cast that we have Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, and Sadie Sink joining the cast. So of course we have Destin Daniel Cretton as the director. And even though for what was said about the title, especially coming from Tom Holland himself, but especially if y'all know the man, because especially for what he said about it, it's like, oh my god, everyone saw what happened with the cliffhanger from No Way Home, so with the title Brand New Day, it's a fresh start, it's the start of something new. And so what I'm thinking with Brand New Day is of course to the start of a new trilogy, because if you remember with Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home, that was the Homecoming trilogy, but now with the fourth upcoming Spider-Man installment, that is basically the start of in Peter Parker's journey in the MCU. And so that means we're going to see Peter take on a lot of challenges as he is facing, because especially for what is expected to appear now, of course it's going to have multiverse elements. It's going to come out after Avengers Doomsday, and even though I am very excited for that, and even though that we don't know much about the plot, but especially from the title, they're definitely going to be adapting elements like taking inspiration from the comics and adapting it right into live action in the MCU. So I am curious to see for how to get their take on that comic storyline while adapting it into their own ways. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna pretty much nail it. But even though I kind of like the title, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna go for something different with the title by the time we get to the marketing, Spider-Man Brand New Day. And yeah, so I am very excited for that. And next up, with Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's right, we got an official update on that, because we've had like so much radio silence on that. Like we got no news, because we thought it was going to be a dead end for this movie. But it is now officially confirmed that this movie exists, and it will be released on June 4th, 2027. That's right, we have the release date, so mark it on your calendars. And not only that, but we have official stills and imagery from the movie itself, because especially with the animation that we see here in the final movie in the trilogy, it looks absolutely beautiful, because especially as we see Prowler, Miles, and also with Gwen as well. But even I want to talk about this image right here, and that's with we're getting Miles versus Prowler in Beyond the Spider-Verse, and honestly, I can't wait to see that on the big screen. It looks absolutely like perfect. It looks perfect, especially with footage that was shown for Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's why people were able to see footage from it, because even though the fans were like get like a few more years for the footage that was shown with the description that we have here, is that because even though with Phil Lord and Chris Miller of explaining why it was taking so long, it's because they wanted to be bigger and bolder than the last two movies, and it's said to be a massive finale to the trilogy. It picks up right where Across the Spider-Verse left off, with Miles, who is on the run from the other Spider-Man, who is the Spider Society that want to recruit him, but we know the entire secret, because especially if we know the ending for Across the Spider-Verse, that he was confronted, and he was ended up in an alternate universe with an evil Miles who was Prowler, because especially for what the ending set up, but it kind of sucks that we now had to wait like 4 more years for the final movie in the Spider-Verse trilogy. But hey, patience is key. The wait will be worth it, and trust me, I don't want them to rush this. I want them to take their time with the animation. I don't care how long it takes. I want them to deliver us a very good movie, and so that's what I'm very most looking forward to, because even though that we fell in love with this Miles character since day one, and especially like I want to see for how this animated Spider-Verse trilogy comes to a close, like for what they are going for here. It seems that they are going bigger than ever before, and yeah, there is tons to be excited for, especially with Spider-Man Brand New Day and Beyond the Spider-Verse. And trust me, the next 2 years are going to be Spider-Man Summer Madness. So yeah, mark that on your calendars. And next up is 28 years later, as a new trailer was showcased, and we have a description of the footage that was shown, and it said that it had glimpses at the infected and multiple jump scares, and just like how I wanted, because I love jump scares, and even in the horror genre, and specifically in horror movies. And it sounds like with the second trailer it's more scarier than the first, because especially if you don't remember the first trailer for 28 years later that landed online, it was the talk of the town online, especially if you know 28 days later and 28 weeks later, and now that they're coming back for 28 years later, and it's releasing June 20th, 2025, and it's also confirmed that Cillian Murphy is coming back for a 28 years later trilogy. That's confirmed. So especially as they have multiple movies planned after 28 years later, so it's kind of exciting to know that there's more stuff planned in this franchise that they want to add, especially as we have Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Fiennes, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to 28 years later. I'll definitely be reviewing that when it comes out. It's my most anticipated movie for summer movie season 2025, and yeah, I'm ready for when that second trailer is about to hit the internet. And next up is I Know What You Did Last Summer Reboot, and now with the first trailer that was showcased, and with the description that we have here, and it describes it as this. It's with Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, who played Ray in the 1997 slasher movie, that shows up at a town meeting to learn another summer serial killer murders. And so it sounds like they are bringing the past to them, like they're bringing the past back. So that's why with everything that we know about this reboot, it is of course bringing back Jennifer Love Hewitt that played Julie. And so with Ray and Julie that are coming back for this reboot, and the fact that they're bringing in a new set of characters, and so I think for what they are describing as here is that they're gonna ask the new characters who are gonna be a part of this reboot. It's just saying, hey, what did you do last summer? What's gonna connect the original characters from classic slasher to come back? Because especially with the fishermen, and you know that was going after like those two as with their friends that were involved. And I think we are in for a treat. It comes out July 18th, so that trailer can basically hit the internet within like the next couple of weeks or months or so, but we never know. But it sounds like we're in for a fun summer slasher reboot, because even though people have so many doubts about reboots, but even though doing this for like a reason of bringing back the two main OG characters, like with Ray and Julie, and I think we are in for a ride with I Know What You Did Last Summer, because even if you know that movie, that's like a classic summer slasher with the scenario of the fisherman with the hook that's going after teenagers, especially for knowing for what they did last summer. And so I think with this reboot, it's definitely going to draw connections from the previous movies or even from the very first movie and connect it and bring it right into this movie. So yeah, I am downright excited. Mark me in for the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. I'm ready. And lastly is Karate Kid Legends, as that movie is set to come out at the end of May in 2025, and there were 2 scenes that were shown at CinemaCon, and especially as they described it as this. In the first scene, Bang Wang engages in a karate fight with Jackie Chan, Mr. Han inside a house. Wang's mom comes home and Chan says, "Hi, surprise." The second scene shows Jackie Chan arriving to Pat Morta's old studio. Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso meets him and is asked to go to New York. And so, basically what these 2 scenes are describing, so it is basically the opening minutes of the movie, especially with Bang Wang, who is going to be the new Karate Kid, with Jackie Chan, if you know as Mr. Han from the Karate Kid reboot, is going to be training him a lot, especially as they are bringing back Daniel LaRusso, played by Ralph Macchio, and I bet he's only going to be in it for like a couple scenes, not for like the entire movie, but for what we've seen through our trailer footage, he's basically going to be in more than just a few scenes. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be in it the entire movie, because especially for what they showcased on the poster and the marketing, especially with the term legends, I'm talking about with our 2 senseis from 2 different worlds colliding. Because even though I don't want us to talk about what happened in Cobra Kai at the end of that show and ripping it over to, especially with the Miyagi-verse and the Mr. Han universe all combined into one. So basically, these 2 scenes are describing the opening act of the movie, especially what Bang Wang is about to get into, as he's about to be trained by Mr. Han, and probably Daniel is gonna help this kid along the way. And we see, like in trailer footage, we see him giving Ben the Mr. Miyagi headband, because that's what we're supposed. But yeah, I'm excited for Karate Kid Legends, but even though I'm excited for a new Karate Kid movie, and the fact that they're bringing back Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, legends and icons, and yeah, it sounds like with everything that we're seeing here, because I think like a new trailer was released today, but yeah, this gets me excited. And so there you have it. This is what everything Sony showcased at their panel, and I think there's a tons of stuff to be excited for, especially for what's to come this year in 2025, and even including Spider-Man Brand New Day and Beyond the Spider-Verse. So it's going to be a one epic ride with these movies. I'm really looking forward to, and stay tuned for coverage on all of those movies, especially for the Spider-Man movies as well. And yeah, I am very looking forward to what's to come next during the next panel. And yeah, so stay tuned for that as well. But that's going to do it for this video. Just let me know in the comments below, and what your thoughts on the Sony panel, and which projects from this panel are you mostly looking forward to, even though I'm most excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day and Beyond the Spider-Verse. But just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos. Also follow all my social medias, all linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.